PQS and QRS are isosceles triangles, such that the height of triangle PQS is thrice the height of triangle QRS. So in a way, it looks something like this, right? Where the height is like this. So PQ, it's like this over here, which is 3 units. PQS is 3 units, and RQ triangle is 1 unit. Okay, the shaded area is 289 centimeters square. Okay, so part A says find the area of PQS, which is the whole thing over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is basically say that let's give an example. So let's say the example for the base. Okay, example for the base is 10 centimeters. We work with 10 is because it's easier to calculate. And then the example also is that we'll have 1 unit as 10 centimeters as well. Okay, so I just want to share with you on what's the units for area, right? So area of PQS is equal to, right, half times base times height. Okay, we know the base is equal, which is half times 10 times the height is 3 times 10. Okay, so with that said, you can just have 0.5 is half times 10 times 3 times 10. This will give you 150 centimeters square, right? In this case over here. So what about RQS? Okay, RQS 1 unit. Okay, so is RQS. So it's half times base times height. 10 times 1 unit, 1 times 10. And this will become what? 50 centimeters square. Right? If I were to use the calculator again, 0.5 times 10 times 1 times 10. Okay, it's equal to 50 centimeters square. Therefore, the area of PQS and the area of RQS, in this case over here, is equal to, what do you think it is? It is 150 is to 50. Right? So if both have the same base, usually the height is the differentiator. It will then become 3 units is to 1 unit. So that's the example that we have, right? 3 units and 1 unit. So the thing is that this shaded area is half of the difference. So in this case, area of PQS, right? Let me just copy this whole thing. Right, minus area of RQS, okay, in units is equal to 3 minus 1 equal to 2 units, right? And area of RQS and PQS in this case, right, is basically in centimeters, right? Let me just put this here. Is basically 2 times the shaded area, which is 2 times 289. Okay, 289. So this will then give us, so 289 times 2 is 578 centimeters square. Okay, so now we know that 2 units equal to 578 centimeters square. So I'm going to write this down. 2 units is equal to, 578. Okay, and then what's the area of PQS, which is 3 units? So 3 units, or area of PQS, area of PQS over here is equal to 578, right, divided by 2 times 3, which is basically 289 times 3 lah. It will give you 867 centimeter square. There you go. That's the answer. Oops, shift tab. Okay, so the answer is 867 centimeter square, right? Okay, there you go. So example, yep. Okay, so find the length of SQ, right? So example base SQ is 10 centimeter. Okay. All right, so find the length of SQ. So SQ is over here. We also know the area of the triangle is PQS. Okay, so we know that the area of QS, okay, so area of QS is basically like in this case over here, right? So I'm going to draw a line. So RQS here, 1, 2, right, 3 and 4. Okay, so in this case, whoops, why is it zoomed out? Right, we have RQS, R, Q, and S. Okay, so this is 1, 2, and 3. And we also know that the area of RQS is 289 centimeter square in this case over here. Right, so this is 289. Okay, so that means for this, let me make this a little bit smaller. Right, so if we were to have this and then create another triangle, whoops, right, so I'm gonna group them, 1, 2, 3, 4, group them, make it the other side, okay, right, like this, and then we create another one and then create the other side like this. Okay, so like this, and then create another one, create another side like this as well. All right, so we basically created a square. So with 4 times RQS is basically a square, one square, right? Okay, and basically it's just QS and QS, right? So one square and one square is equal to side times side, or SQ times SQ. Yeah, we just Q, is it? Yeah, SQ, sorry. So this over here. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay, so that means this is equal to this is equal to this as well. Let me make this a little bit smaller. It's equal to, oops, this as well, right? Okay, so I one square area, 4 square area. Right there, area. Okay, so that means, let me just put an arrow out like this. Okay, all right. Whoops, make the arrow nicer. All right, so that means square area is equal to 4. 4 times 289. 289 times 4. This will give you 1156. 1156. So one side area, one side is equal to, we got square roots. We have roots. I don't know if you have root. Okay, don't have. So it's basically square roots, right, of 1156. Okay, and then we can use our scientific calculator. Okay, so square roots of 1156, that will give us 34 centimeters. So that means SQ is 34 centimeters. There you go. One side, or length of SQ, okay, is equal to square root of 1156, which is 34 centimeter.